Hello, my name is Aidan Lavin. Prior to my retirement in 2009, I was a detective constable with the Merseyside Police. As a detective, I dealt with everything, from shoplifting to murders, including several high-profile cases. The first presentation I can offer you concerns life as a street bobby on Merseyside. It's entitled From PC to DC, a Meteoric Career. It is, I hope, a light-hearted look at my service. A former chief constable of mine once told me that he always looked forward to meeting me. He said it was always a pleasure to meet someone else who had reached the highest rank he would ever attain. Events, alas, proved him right. You may also know from the many TV cop shows that police work is generally a mixture of laughter and tears. I can assure you that I have had both in abundance. During my service, I gained accreditation at court as a drug expert witness. My second presentation is slightly more serious in that it illustrates how illegal drugs are manufactured, imported, and sold at street level. I will illustrate the talk with several anecdotes from past successful undercover operations I took part in. I will also pose the question, is the legalisation of drugs a possible way forward? As a busy detective, I became accustomed to spending huge amounts of time at court. As a result, I was asked to provide some training to my colleagues. My talk, Surviving the Courtroom Experience, really does exactly what it says on the can. I have adapted it somewhat to illustrate some cases I gave evidence in. I will also outline the tricks some wily defence lawyers play and how to counter them. November of this year marks the 50th anniversary of the assassination of John F. Kennedy. The event took place in November 1963 in Dallas, Texas. Lee Harvey Oswald, an ex-US Marine, was blamed for the murder. A huge industry has, however, grown up surrounding the murder, and many theories abound. In the talk JFK Assassination, Lone Gunman or Conspiracy, I will outline some of the less insane theories. I will conclude by inviting the audience to decide what may have happened that day. I have always been a keen student of history, and one subject which has long fascinated me is the Jack the Ripper murders in Whitechapel in 1888. This still grabs our interest well over 100 years after the events. My presentation is called Horrible Murder, Whitechapel 1888. I don't claim to be a ripperologist, however, but I will attempt to present the events in the context and perspective of the era. I will introduce the victims and key players. The talk will conclude by suggesting that the police may have actually got their man. I am also a keen military history fan, and one of my favourite topics is the Anglo-Zulu War of 1879. A well-known battle occurred on January the 22nd to the 23rd, 1879, and later became known as the heroic defence of Rorke's Drift. A film of the incident was made in the 60s starring Michael Caine and Stanley Baker. While broadly accurate, it did contain some glaring mistakes. I will try and put some of these right in my talk. Although 11 Victoria Crosses were won that day, many of the VC recipients came to extremely sad endings. I would like to take the opportunity to thank you for listening to my thumbnail presentation. Each talk will come with appropriate PowerPoint slides and will, I hope, provoke discussion. I look forward to cruising with you in the near future. Once again, thank you and goodbye.